Hello everyone! It is time for Ounce of Prevention Chat. That's where we chat about little topics that really end up making a big difference in your weight loss journey and weight maintenance journey. That's the time when you keep the weight off that you've lost. Very important time. And that's actually the part I love to talk about the most. And today's topic is snacking, which fits right into that. So I'm so happy to be here. I'm Dr. Stephanie Fine. It's great to have you here. Every week we meet here Thursday, 12:30 Pacific time, to talk about things that matter to keeping weight off. And you can sign up for getting your Ounce of Prevention in your own inbox. Go to stephaniefinemd.com and you can sign up right there. So anyway, it's snack time. So here's the important thing about snacks to me. Hi, Pam. Oh, I love seeing you here. You're so sweet. Okay, so, I'm going to put you on the spot since you're here, cutie, to tell me about when you're ready, think about it, but about the snacks that you like to use. So I'm going to go into a little thing about snacks. Couple things. One, some people are not happy about snacks. My main thing is that if you're hungry, you need to feed yourself. Of course, what's important about knowing if you're hungry is if it's real hunger or if it's like, I want a donut. Those are two very different things. The other thing, and that goes right, if you're hungry, eating the donut doesn't work so well. I mean, obviously it'll stop the hunger for that moment, but the high sugar and fat in that donut will not help you have sustained energy, and it's just not the best choice. So that's the second part. There's the feeding a hunger, and then what you're going to feed yourself. And what I highly recommend is a high protein snack. And what you're looking for is between 100 and 150 calories and 15 grams of protein. That's ideal because that'll last you a little bit. That'll give you a good little boost. You will satisfy that hunger, and it'll get you to the meal that's next. And there's a couple ways to do that. I talked about one in the email, which you would get if you sign up for your Ounce of Prevention, about my faux deviled eggs. I am not a cook. But yay! Pam got us some things to talk about. I'm going to look right on here. So my faux deviled eggs, I will tell you, because I know how captivating that sounds, is taking hard-boiled eggs, which, by the way, I buy. I know you can make them so easily, but I just buy them. And Trader Joe's has actually some really good eggs. They come in a little yellow pouch, and you can get them where there's eggs. So anyway, I buy those. And then also while I'm at Trader Joe's, I get the eggplant hummus. The amazing thing about the eggplant hummus is that it's very flavorful, and it has like a fraction of the calories of regular hummus. It's quite amazing. So I take the yolks out of the hard-boiled eggs, and I put in a scoop of the eggplant hummus, and it's like a deviled egg, except a lot fewer calories and totally satisfying. So usually at once I will do 2 hard-boiled eggs like that. But I want to see what Pam has told us. Oh, here, veggies. Yep. Persian cucumbers. Okay, I don't know if it's just the cuteness of them or the pocket of it, but I love those too, even more than big cucumbers. And that's the same with the carrots. Eating little carrots is cuter. I don't know why that works, but it's nice. And the snap pea pods, which I really love those too. Those are really good with Greek yogurt. So here's what I would say, Pam, and everyone, is make sure there's some protein in there. So this kind of, like the vegetables are amazing because they have the fiber and the water, and they're very filling in the moment, but they won't last unless we put some protein with it. So the Greek yogurt that you said, if you dipped, some people will make a savory Greek yogurt, and if you dip that, have a container that either half a cup or whatever the serving size is, and then dipping in that will actually be a very sustained snack, which is part of the important part about snacking, is that you actually want it to do something about it. So snacking gets a bad rap if it's like fluff food or, food that doesn't really do anything for you. That's where you can pack on the calories, and for no reason. It gives you nothing to work with. But strategic snacking is doing this with the protein, making sure there's protein in there. The other thing too is being prepared. So once you've figured out which kind of snack you want, oh, by the way, some bars can end up being good ones, but you really have to be careful with bars because it's incredible how you could end up with just the same as a candy bar. 250, 260 calories, that's way too much for a snack, particularly for that kind of food. So again, we're looking for 100, 150 calories. There are Think Thin bars that are 150 calories. There are also one that are 200 calories, and the 200 calories I would not recommend. It's the 150 calorie ones, and they have 10 grams of protein. That's a pretty good ratio, and you could have a whole one of that. If you were looking at the 200 calorie protein Think Thin bars, then half a bar. But eating half a bar is pretty hard, unless you cut them up ahead of time and you put them in your own package, which leads us back to preparing for the snack. So when you know you're going to get hungry, the example I used is that I could tell when it's 10:30, no matter where I am, I get hungry. So when I know, and I already know I'm going to be hungry, I know that about myself. So I have already in my mind what I'm going to have for my snack. Because if I didn't, then you go wandering around and what looks good and the leftover this and the who left that out and you could so easily go awry. But if you plan for this inevitability, in my case, it's an inevitability. I will get hungry at 10:30, so I will eat something. And I'll know what it is ahead of time. Makes all the difference. If I need to, if I'm not home, then I'll bring it with me. If I'm running around going to the dentist and then I have to pick up this and that, and 10:30 is going to be in there, then I better have that something with me. Because otherwise, what am I going to do? Gnaw on my own arm, which, by the way, I would be that hungry. So it really, really, really is important not only to plan your meals, which is super important, because that's not a surprise that you're going to be hungry for the meals, but to plan for the hunger that you're going to have in between, if that's you. I will say something I've learned, which is, I know this is going to sound so basic, but we are not all the same. I know, shocker. But my point is that there's not a one-size-fits-all. There really are people who do not get hungry for breakfast. It took me a while to come to that, but it's true. So there will be some people who are not hungry for snacks, and you actually can train yourself. If you have the right amount of food at a breakfast, you could make yourself to lunch without getting hungry. The trick with that is that you don't want to overeat a breakfast to try to get to lunch. And you have to see how the calories get you in the day. What I have found for myself is that smaller breakfasts and small snacks work for me during the day. But that's not everyone. You could have a little bigger breakfast, a little bigger lunch, and a little bigger dinner that gets you through, and then there's no snacking needed. You just have to be careful with the calorie makeup of those meals, and as long as they fit in your day and you get to maintain your weight, you're all set. So that's my thing on snacking. Let's review. Feed your hunger. So if you do get hungry, please eat. And that's the thing, is it's good to train yourself to not have to eat big meals, that you can eat a little something to tide you over. So if you're hungry, feed yourself. If you know you get hungry, bring your snack. Prepare for that snack so that you're not tempted to walk around. And then the last thing is try to get as much protein in that snack as you can get. That's strategic snacking. Pam, do you have anything to add? Any question you have about snacking? I just love talking to you about these little things. These are short 10-minuters, and I'm happy to talk about anything that you're interested in. So you could always email me anything, any topic or anything. I would love to cover it. Remember to join Plan for Possible. That's at planforpossible.com. You can join the free Facebook group right there, and we chit-chat all the time. And I will see you next week. Oh, Pam, you should try the faux deviled eggs, honestly. Right now, I'm having them every day. Bye, guys. Great to see you. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you next week.